everyone, I'm Esther Kovac, co-founder of Drone Talks, and today here at Amsterdam Drone Week, I'm talking with Charlotte, who is the founder of Elint Systems. Hi, Charlotte.
Hi.
So it's amazing because, I'm hoping to learn a lot from Charlotte about what's going on in Nigeria. I have a very, very limited knowledge. So I think this session is going to be very educational to me. So Charlotte, for first, if someone doesn't know your company, what do you do and what's the concept,
So Elint Systems is a drone infrastructure company. And it was established in 2020, of course, in the COVID era. What we decided to do was we have drone operations, we have drone operators, there are regulations, but what is key is to give the platform for the drones and house different infrastructure. So infrastructures, for example, would be the drone pods, would be the vertical stations, would be the vertipads, just basic landing precision for the drones to take off and land.
Yes. So you are a whole infrastructure provider around the drone operations. Amazing. And how many years ago you established,
So we started in 2020. So this is 3 years for us. Oh. It's been a very, very, very humbling and growing period for us. We've learned. And of course, this is my first time in the Amsterdam Drone Week. So this is my second drone conference. The first one was Drone Techs. That was last year, May, in Nigeria, in Lagos. And that was the second one they were having. So I was opportune to actually speak. And now I came for the Amsterdam Drone Week. So I'm very impressed with what I've seen. And speaking to everybody else, it's so very clear that this is time now for the drone infrastructure. This is time now for the drone industry to bloom.
Yeah.
I looked at a few statistics yesterday and I was amazed. In 2020, it was predicted that in 2030, the drone industry would be going up to $30 billion. But guess what? Just last year in 2020, just one part of the drone, the rescue emergency drone, has made up to $18 billion.
Wow, okay.
So that revenue already tells anybody, it's not rocket science, that this is it.
Yeah. So you choose the good industry. I choose the good industry.
Tell me about it.
Industry. Hopefully it's gonna pay off.
Yes.
How did you decide to enter into the drone industry? And honestly, how you, as a young female, entered into the drone industry?
So I don't know how, but truly, I like to say this. And when I say this, some people are like, maybe that's cliche, but I actually just was inspired. I was sleeping one day, possibly had a dream, and it was just clear, this is where you should be going. Start working.
Wow, you just had this dream about it.
And I said, what is that?
But did you see like a movie before day?
Nothing.
Or did you see the neighbor drone?
Fresh,
like
green.
Like a fresh mind.
Nothing.
Wow.
And I just started Googling, researching, working.
Yeah, of course, because that's the next step.
Yes, I started researching, developing. I spoke to 1 or 2 friends and boom, I got introduced to 1 or 2, 3 persons. And that's how the synergy happened.
That's the thing, because if you have a vision, somehow people are going to start to help you, right? They introduce you to the right. I know a friend of a friend.
And remember, it was COVID. Yeah. We couldn't go anywhere. We were not traveling. So this was phone calls, this was Zoom calls, MS Teams. And that's how partnership happened for us at Elint. So we only did in-person. We signed all the documentations, and we only did in-person meeting August last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what is going in Nigeria, your country, regarding drones generally? Like the Civil Aviation Authority is future thinking, or they still need to just understand drones, or where are?
So in Nigeria, for example, is the most populous country in Africa, and basically that just tells you that there's a lot of market, there's a real opportunity there. As regards drones, of course, the drones industry is still very new, in a tender stage, but they're very aware of what's going on. We have drone operators right now who are actually operating in different parts. The regulation, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, very, very up to date about what they're doing. Of course, as you know, policies change, so they're in the process of tweaking a few parts of the RPS in the policy. to accommodate a few more things in the drone space. But they're very aware, and I like the enthusiasm of the leadership of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority. They're very focused. They don't claim to know everything, but there's room for improvement. They bring you in as a stakeholder, and so when you have new ideas, and they're very travel. They like to go a lot of traveling and training. So I like that part of that leadership with the Nigerian Civil Aviation. And they take you on board as a stakeholder because, of course, they realize that they cannot do it alone.
Yeah.
And so that partnership, my point exactly. Yeah. So it's very welcoming.
Great. So, around us, there are a lot of drones flying in the cage and everything. So, sometimes maybe as a background noise, there are the drones.
Absolutely.
So do you have clients?
Yes.
So now you're in the 3rd year. So I'm expecting some clients.
So basically what we're doing right now is we're pulling through a three corridor, what we call a 3 corridor for a super drone highway. And the idea is we should commission that anytime soon. We couldn't because we had elections in Nigeria.
Oh.
So yeah, so between May, June, July, end of H1 actually, we should be able to commission the 3-way corridor. That way we have it in the choice areas in Lagos. It's going to be open for e-commerce. It's going to be open for logistics. It's going to be open for medical deliveries. So whatever kind of deliveries with the drones, we will partner with 2 major drone operators. I won't name them now. But yeah, so that's opening up, and then we will be blooming with the clients.
That's amazing.
Right now we're working.
Again?
This is between June, July. So I like to say the end of H1.
Yeah, okay, end of H1. That makes sense.
Yes.
So that's very exciting. So regarding BVLOS, drone flights, how is the situation in Nigeria? Are those BVLOS drone flights are coming, or more like, VLOS piloted drones?
So it's a combination of the two, actually. We have the BVLOS, and we have the drone pilots who are currently ongoing. So it's a combination of both. We have that operations ongoing. Like I did say, the drone operators are everywhere in Nigeria. There's a lot of awareness. There's a lot of it's a stable growth. I like to call it a flat growth, which is continuous, and they're going through with it. So it's not as expanded as the European market, of course, but that technology is there.
And I think you have a bigger need, because you have a little bit of a road challenge, in Nigeria. Which
traffic congestions.
Exactly, traffic congestion, which are a little bit more sorted out here in Europe. So there is no giant need, but you need it, you need a solution now, right? So this is speeding up the innovation, and the CAA must, follow these needs. So it's a very good environment, I think.
There is, like I did say earlier, the opportunity is there. Especially for the infrastructure, like I did mention. The drone operation is already going, which are the drone operators, but the infrastructure which brings you the need for e-commerce, and e-commerce can be anything because it's technology.
Exactly.
It can be me just taking a bank card from a bank and delivering to another customer in an area with a code sent to pick up your card in a certain area. So it's open, it's vast, and this takes away you from the roads. It opens up the roads. That opens up a different type of commodity opportunity. I can wake up one day and say, hey, Esther, now we have the drones delivering this. You know what? I'm picking that dress up from you, but I just cannot come to your house. Can you send it with a drone? And it gets to me. So everything all comes up and opens up with technology.
So Charlotte, I am a big diversity advocate, and you're a female, in the drone industry. So do you think is that harder for you being a female in this technological field, or is it opens up a lot of door for you? Or also the other question is that how can we involve more females to the industry? What do you see? Is your team include female teammates, team members?
So I'm very used to working in a male-dominated environment. I started my career first in the oil and gas industry. I've done about 2 decades, so I'm used to working in male-dominated areas. I still have that, and I also still have this. So I'm in 2 different industries. Being a female and loving D&I like to call it diversity, inclusion, and equality. It is key. How do we get all the women to come in? Just pick a struggle, pick one opportunity, and please just walk in. Don't look for anybody to invite you, because nobody's going to give you a piece of the table. I like to say I go about with a collapsible stool. and I just put it on that table. Very soon I will own a chair, and very soon I will lead that table. So it's growth. Make sure that you're also open for growth, because you will learn as you come, and have an open mind. For me, has that been able to open more opportunities for me? Yes, because I have come to this industry with an open mind. I haven't come with the fact that I'm a leader in a different industry, and so I'm coming with that. No, I came into this industry with humility, because I wanted to learn. I want to succeed.
Yeah, there's attitude.
Yes. So I think that attitude is very important as you come in.
Yeah, no, I cannot agree more, and create from nothing something, that's a lot of studying and learning and analyzing, That's
and sleepless nights.
Yeah, don't even mention sleepless nights, that's really bad. So what's your vision? Where are you going to be in 5 years? Where the company going to be in 5 years? Maybe that's my last take on the topic.
Well, in 5 years, we would have been able to have pulled out the drone corridors to what we call the Lekki Free Trade Zone. That is one of our major mid-term goal, to be able to pull, because if you look at where we want to situate, it's about 63 kilometers. And that's the brand new port in Lagos. We want to be able to be a leader and playing when we have moved all our drone corridors across the Lekki Express Road to the Lekki Free Trade Zone, where you have the deep port. That's one of the 5-year goals I have found out for ourselves. We want us to be able to do the same thing in different parts of the country, be it in Rivers State, be it in the capital, Abuja, and then just sit there nicely delivering drone services and, of course, working hand in hand with the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority
Sounds
as partners.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Charlotte.
Thank you so much for having me, Esther. Thank you.